Here I am, standing in the mirror. Najiona mbali when I see this beauty. Niko sawa. When I was in Kenya, all Ugandan artists, all the music sounded the same.
That's
They
true.
have all the same kind of beats. The only song that I had that was kind of different was Very Well. That song. I love that song till today. King Saha was like making a shift. I was like, yeah, this is actually beautiful. And then when Joshua Baraka came up, I was like, wow. Because it's very rare to start something and it flourishes. But he has been able to like start a different musical generation and different sound, and it's thriving.
His own way.
Everyone now knows Joshua Baraka. There's no way you can go somewhere and be like Joshua Baraka and not know he's from Uganda, because he's, making the big changes. So that's something I really look up to. For someone else out there to be like, yeah, that's Nana, or I want to be like her, or she makes good music and she just speaks to me in certain time.
Hey, UG boy, let's talk to them. Let's talk, chicka, let's talk to them. Let's talk to let's talk to them. Let's talk, chicka, let's talk to them. Yeah, I'm from a beautiful place, the Pearl of Africa. Hailing with a 256, it's in my blood. That's a gem where the mountains rise, with stories untold. The tapestry of cultures unfolding, so vibrant and bold. A symphony of stars, a celestial light. The drums beating, echoing through the night, just like a beacon of light. A reflection that's coming up from the Nile. I'm flowing straight into the heart of Africa, with timeless stories untold. What's up, Doug?
Elevate your podcast game today. Are you looking for a perfect place to record your podcast in Kampala? Look no further. Dance-Off Studios, located at Ivory Plaza on Wilson Street, Level 3, Room 4, is a perfect place for you. Dance-Off Studios has professional recording equipment, comfortable and creative environment, expert for all your podcast needs. Book your session today. Find them on all social media platforms or reach out to them directly to secure your spot. Let them make your podcast dream a reality. Dance-Off Studios, where stories come to life.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheese!
Wow. Today on the Ugandan Boy Talk Show, we host a rising voice in East Africa, a young, soulful artist whose music blends Afro-fusion, Afrobeat, and storytelling in a way that feels fresh, emotional, and culturally rich. She has South Sudanese roots, grew up between Uganda and Kenya, and this multicultural journey shows off beautifully in her sound. She has worked with some of the fastest rising producers in Uganda. And as she gears up for her debut next year, she recently fulfilled one of her biggest dreams to perform at Nyege Nyege, which we're going to talk about. Her set was really amazing. And she performed for the very first time at Nyege Nyege. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Nana Nyadia on the podcast. Before I go into all of the talking I think you're one of the very people. I think you followed me and I followed you back on Instagram. And I like to say I'm proud of the work that you do. You're amazing. You're talented. And
Thank you.
your
Thank
work
you
is
so much.
amazing. I don't say these things lightly or because you're on the podcast. But that was one of the reasons why I wanted to sit down with you, have a conversation with you. Because, see, a lot of people, when I was starting this podcast, I wanted to give opportunities to everybody because I was one of those kids that wanted an opportunity, but I never got it. And people have seen me host celebrities, big people, famous people. But I have this thing in me that as I'm rising up, I want to bring somebody else on my hand. When I have this platform that people giving attention, like I see some talent that, especially in Uganda, we have a problem of opportunity. And that's why I reached out to you to wanting to have this conversation with you, and maybe it adds a brick to your journey somehow, somewhere. So welcome to my podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm very fine. Very excited to be here.
A lot of people struggle to find that studio. How was your story like? How was your journey to get to the studio?
Oh my days. Trust me, finding this studio wasn't easy. Okay, it was, but then it wasn't at this end. It was, but it wasn't. Because I went 3 blocks ahead. Was it ahead or behind? So every time I would be like, hey, do you know where I can get this plaza?
Yeah.
They're like, no, the next building. Again, I go, no, the next building. So I was like, you know what? Let me just use my head. So to a point, I was like, this is the floor. If I'm lost, I'm lost. Then I found them at the door.
Okay.
They were like organizing things. So like, hi, is this Dance Soft Studio? Then I saw, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be here. Then the electricity wasn't there by then, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
gosh.
That's
Yeah.
Uganda for you. But I like to just listen to a little
Yeah.
bit of people's stories to get to the studio because I give you guys respect. Whoever is able to make it to the chair, going downtown is not easy, but I really appreciate it. And this is why I love these conversations because it means so much to me that somebody gets to that place, no matter how they got there. And I love this conversation that people are going to hear your journey later on. We talked about me following you on Instagram and you following my work on Instagram. When was the first time you had this podcast before? Like, when was first time you had this podcast?
It was probably 20. Was it 20? It was either last year or 2023.
Okay.
I was just scrolling. Honestly, I doom scroll on Instagram. Like I just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Then I saw the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. I don't remember who you were talking to, but then I saw you. I was intrigued. You were talking to someone, but I don't remember who. Then I was like, okay. I kept listening to you're talking about, was it music?
Okay.
Something related to that. And that hooked me. I was like, hey, follow immediately. And I'm like, yeah. Then from there on.
Yeah, from there, I've seen you support, share, repost. I really appreciate it. I don't take anything for granted. But yeah, you mentioned music, and most people knew this podcast as oh, you only host musicians. But no, I host pretty much everybody. But that doesn't hide away my love
Yeah.
for music. I really love music. I'm a music lover. Music is 95% of my life. And if you take my music away, I don't know what I would do in my life. But one of the things that I did, now I have this platform. And in Uganda, most of the up and coming artists or most of the people that are breaking through, like we were talking about earlier, they don't have the platform. And people are really quick to judge the music industry in Uganda, oh, we never cross borders, we never do this, we never do that, or our music is bad. But they forget that it's not only to the artist, it's to the fans, the media, and everybody. We all work together to build this industry. So if we're quick to judge
Yeah.
these artists not breaking through and we're not giving them this opportunity, how are they going to break through when we're not giving them this opportunity? The same media that bashes artists
Yeah.
for not putting songs out, it's the same media that does not play their music. The same fans that are saying, okay, our music industry is trash, the same fans that don't play our music. So I wanted to be
Yeah.
the small change to our industry that when I get an opportunity, I offer this platform so people to discover somebody like Nadia who has amazing music, like you're going to find out, and give that a platform. Change is starting with you. And today we're able to make this change in our country. So that's why we have Nadia here. And we're going to have an amazing time to listen to her story and her journey. On this podcast, we have at least 4 segments that we do. And the first one is an icebreaker. But I feel like we've been talking for 15 minutes now, even before the cameras were going. So the ice has already been broken.
Yeah.
And I always say it in every episode, somebody said Kampala is very hot. By the time you get to the studio, the ice has already broken. So there's no ice to break.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's play a quick game. It's called This or That. This or that is I ask you 2 things. You're going to pick one. Feel free to explain why you're picking that and dropping the other. Or feel free to tell me that's my answer. I really don't have an explanation for it. 2 things you can't tell me.
Sure.
You can't tell me neither, or you can't tell me both. You're going to have to pick one.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Afrobeat or R&B? That's the easy one. That's
It's not. It's not that easy. No, it's not. Oh my days. Wow. You really had me there. I think I'll go with R&B.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with R&B. Cause growing up, I was listening to a lot of R&B. Yeah, I think that's what shaped
Okay.
my music. Yeah, and yeah, I just love R&B.
R&B is pretty good. R&B is pretty good. And like I've said to all people that have been on this podcast, like, I mean, it's still good till today, but back then's R&B hit different. It was like a different hit to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, Afrobeat is good, but it's just, I've just also discovered it like a few years back. But R&B was there way back.
Yeah.
Writing alone or writing in a team? So writing music.
Do the questions keep getting difficult?
So what you need to know is every guest, I curate these questions for a specific guest. So I see your life, your journey, and I make these questions. That's why you're struggling with them, because this is all about things that you have actually talked about that you like, and just putting them together and make you decide.
I don't mind writing alone, but I prefer writing as a team because I feel it's fun when I write with someone and I start from scratch. Because I don't like only, going to the studio. You send me beats, we go to the studio and we finish. No. I want it to be an experience that, you sat down and we had fun. We had jokes, saying weird lyrics that didn't match and whatnot. And then finally we come out with a masterpiece and we're like, you know what? Yeah.
Yes. I like that. Studio session or live performance?
So far, I'm kind of getting used to performing. So I'd prefer studio sessions because studio sessions are, personally, the ones I be to are crazy. I have so much fun recording in the studio. So much fun. So I'd prefer studio sessions to live performances because I'm still getting the hang of it.
I think your explanation actually, like, it's understandable. But I feel like also, like, when I've hosted other people that have done a lot of live performance, so their explanation about live performance is like they love to see the reaction from the people they're singing to. And that's like really beautiful, because in the studio, you're with a producer and maybe a few friends. But like when you're singing to the people, and actually even me, when I watch people in the stadiums singing and you can hear the crowd singing your song, I'm not an artist, but I feel like that hits different. Like that's like super.
But I haven't gotten there yet. So when the day I get there and I'm just holding the mic and people are singing, I don't know. I think I'll break down and be like,
I like these parts where actually like the people stop singing and then they hold the mic towards the crowd and the people are just singing the song. I like that part.
Yeah.
It hits different. Calm love songs or energetic bangers?
I'd go with calm love songs or heartbreak songs.
Heartbreak songs.
Yeah.
Sad songs.
I feel like sad songs. I feel like I resonate more with calm songs. Songs that just you listen to and you feel like you're probably in a car driving and it's just you and the wind blowing through your head. Yeah. Things like that make me something that would give you nostalgia. It's nostalgic feel.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, those big banger songs are nice, they're amazing. But something that would make you reflect, make you think about life, appreciate life, you're right now, any day. I'd go for it any day. Yeah.
Nairobi vibes or Kampala nightlife?
Oh God.
I got you.
Nairobi has vibe, but I would stay in Kampala for the night. Kampala nightlife is wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't let my mom see this.
Ma'am, hit skip on this part. Early morning recording or late night studio?
Gosh, I can't say both, but I feel early in the morning, because there's someone I was working with for a project at night, and we would start at 6 a.m. and we would end late, probably the next morning at 6. And it gets to a point where I get exhausted and I have to take a power nap and I'm sleeping or I'm dozing. But like when I have written or worked to a certain point, I don't know, I get exhausted and I have to sleep and then I wake up. We continue with it till like the next morning. Yeah, so I prefer during day, like in the morning hours, 6 a.m. to like 6 p.m. I'll be sharp the whole day. I feel like I'm a day person. Yeah.
Speaking with your manager, trying to schedule this recording, actually, I think trying to find a date that would work was you're still in school. How do you balance school with
Yes.
music?
Trust me, it's all about determination. If you really want something that bad, nothing will stop you. If you put your mind to something or you yearn for it so much, nothing will ever come on your way. So there is this thing that I saw somewhere. It says the reason why you want something so bad is because you already have it. So I believe I already have what I'm looking for and just driving so hard towards it to like get it into, to align my destiny, I guess.
That's a mentality. I love that because if you want, like you said, if you want something, you'll make time for it and you'll find time to make it work. And people ask me a lot of questions because like this is not my full-time job. I only do this podcast like once a week, but you stay consistent and people don't see the other stuff that you do. I have a full-time job that I work from like 6 to 5 or like whatever they call it. But because I love this podcast, that's why I show up every day. That's why I'm staying consistent because I create the time, extra time to make it work. So I'm glad that you have the same mindset with that. Anyway, the last one, collaborations or solo tracks?
For now, I'm into collaborations because there is something about sharing ideas with people. I feel like to a point I should just be a music director because I feel like I'm very, very specific with not only the people I collaborate with, but how I want the end game to sound like. Yeah. I want it to be something catchy, something people will remember, and something people will not believe that came out of, a specific person. Like I love giving people a better version. I'm not saying that I'm good, no, but a better version, something people would not have expected out of that particular person. So my main aim is not only to make me a star, but everyone I work with, I want them to be a better version of themselves or bring out the best in them. Yeah.
Sasa ulisema unaongea Kiswahili. Sasa kwanza hapa tunaanza kuongea Kiswahili from here.
Sawa. Okay, ni sawa.
Sasa
Ongea Kiswahili basi.
hii segment tunaanza kuongea Kiswahili. Uko na unique culture background kutoka South Sudan roots, raised in Uganda and Kenya. My Swahili is over. How do you differentiate? How do these different worlds shape your identity as an artist?
So I was born here in Uganda, and when I was 4, we moved to Kenya. So that's where I grew up most of my life. And, we had specific visits once in a while to South Sudan and would come back. So I feel like my life mostly, because most of it was in Kenya.
Okay.
Kenya has been very, very influential in how I behave, how I, carry myself and whatnot. Obviously, when I came to Uganda, there was a lot of, I wouldn't say cultural shock, but there were things I was totally not used to. But then, you slowly get the hang of it and But then South Sudan, we, visited once in a while. And all of this have actually impacted my music in one way or the other. You could hear some of Arabic in my music. You could hear some of Swahili in my music. I do not know Luganda, but trust me, I will get that collab and we shall make a Luganda song and you guys will love it.
I was actually going to bring that up because we were talking about it before the cameras went on. So I was like, well, that was going to be my next question. So how about like Uganda? But no, I love that you blend. And somebody who listens to your music can tell like you can tell like this person is blending like different cultures in your music and the way you do your storytelling. And we're talking about the song Mpenzi
Yeah.
and Habibi, which are all like in Swahili language, which it's pretty cool to see and to feel in your music how you connect with it. And from your response, I would think like Kenya is one of the countries that have inspired your sound and your background in music, which is something you've touched on.
Yeah.
Was there a moment where you told yourself, music is my path? This is what I'm meant to do? When was the moment?
In primary school, I was in Kenya in my primary school. So we would have music festivals. So where the first term was drama festivals, second term and music festivals. And these things would go from like nursery school all the way to the university. It was like a countrywide competition. And the winner would, go to the state house, shake the president's hand, present and whatnot. And I'm like, wow, okay, this is fine. So I was in a school. Okay, my primary school was called Getsemane Christian Academy.
Were you in Nairobi or what was
Eldoret.
Eldoret? Oh,
I was in
maybe natoka
Eldoret.
Eldoret too.
Yeah.
Do you know? First, I'm gonna disrupt you
interesting.
first because you said LD ni home. Nilikuwa
Right.
hapo kwa Nakumat on not Kimomo Street. Or what's
Kimumu.
no Kimomo? I have family in Kimomo.
For me, I was in Kapsoya.
Kapsoya. Oh my God. I'm gonna switch the direction of this. So I lived in Kapsoya. Oh my God, it's crazy. I lived in Kapsoya.
Yes, we lived in Kapsoya.
No, go ahead with you because now you just switched. My mom is Kenyan, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. So I'm half
that's
Kenyan and
really
half
nice.
Ugandan. I was in
Okay.
Kapsoya during the election violence, like in 2007.
Oh,
Yeah, I was in Kapsoya.
276 there.
And then we had to run from Kapsoya to go to Nyaru to just stay there for a little bit. But yeah, I'm LD. I'm a LD boy. Every time we come from Kampala, we just go to Eldoret.
Eldoret.
And then we stayed
God,
at
I can so much relate.
we stayed at that there was some flats by there used to be a Nakumat on that street where we used to live in LD. But yeah, no. You just switched my memories back to LD. I love Eldoret. Eldoret is home. So yeah, go back to your story.
Okay. Yeah, so I was in Getsemane Christian Academy and yeah, that's where I actually started singing. So it was the first year I joined the music team, and we used to do cultural songs like Nandi folk dance, Nandi folk songs. And I understood, like, I did not understand anything I was saying, but I knew it word for word and I could pronounce it exactly like a Kalenjin. So
When ni Mkale?
when, apana, miss Mkale.
Mamangu ni Mkale. Like a Kale.
Pale?
Yeah, she is Kale. Jina yangu ni Kiprop.
That's crazy.
Just messed up this whole interview. No, I didn't mess it up, but like it is what it is.
Okay.
I'm all now
Alright,
all
sawa.
smiling because it's like it feels like home right now, and home far away from home.
Okay, so
It's like I met my lost sister. It's good.
Aw. So like I do not know any word in Kalenjin
Okay.
meanwhile. So and we used to rehearse every after classes. We used to rehearse. So now the soloist of the because we used to do folk songs and folk dances. So the soloist was like in class 8 and class 7, class 8 were not allowed for the music festivals. And by then I was in class 5. So the teacher was like, you know what? We're looking for a new soloist. And people had to audition, obviously. So there's this girl, I don't remember her name. I think her name was Sharon. So they were like, Sharon, you come. Because she's a Nandi, she would understand what she's saying. And she would know the words and how to pronounce them. And they picked her and they were like, she sang. And then I was raising my hand. I'm like, hello. I also want to like try out. So they gave me a chance and I sang. And from the beginning, their jaws dropped because she's South Sudanese. Why is she, singing the words perfectly? And then when I was done, they were like, "When Kale?" I'm like, "No, it's Kale. My name's Sudanese." My name's Sudi.
Yeah.
Then they were like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then that's how I got the chance to sing. And from there, they gave me, actually, I was a soloist to 4 songs out of 6 that we were all doing. And from there, we had never been to the nationals, but we went through regionals till nationals, and we even went to the gala. And it was from that moment, let me first tell you a moment that I will never forget. So there was this school that was always on our neck. It was called, I don't remember, something. It was a boys' school, primary, but a boys' school. So these boys, they would be so terrifying. These guys were like, they had won nationals more than 3 times. They were like the reigning champions, And then all these people who are on the same category as us, they were dressed in Nandi attires. The pronunciations were on point, and like were the last people to come and perform. I was so nervous. And then the school director was like, "You know what? Even if we don't make it, at least we have reached here." And in my head, I'm like, what? What do you mean, even if we don't make it? Me, I came here to win. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so it was our turn. The boys was the second last, and then it was us. And you know what? I was like, I'm going to sing, but I'm not going to sing I'm not going to act like there is a crowd watching us and the adjudicators. I am just going to sing to the people that I am with. And that's how I just performed, and I finished my performances, and it was now time for the results. So they started like from number 10, 9, 8, 7, and then we did not hear our name. We even thought we were disqualified. And then you hear number 2, the boys' school, and number 1, Getsemane Christian. Yo, I can't even tell you. You had to be there. The emotions were so overwhelming. Our manager fainted, and like everyone was crying. And I'm like, yo, it's just the nationals. It's not a Grammy, but it meant a lot to us by then. And then my teacher came and told me, "Thank you so much." And from that day, I'm like, this is all about, this is all it is. Yeah, it was so overwhelming.
That is amazing, and I don't take that story for granted. And a lot of people up, I don't know about a lot of people, but like me asking you the question is taking you back in the moment right now, even after you share that story, to reflect how far you've come. Because sometimes we get lost into where we are at this point and like the things we don't have, and then we forget the journey where we came from. And I take pride in that. Like I really love to feel your back, your past, that things and moments that you remember that this is because even you almost stopped saying it. It's like, oh, there's this one moment that I'll never forget, and then you share that, which means a lot to me, and maybe will mean a lot to the people that are gonna tune in. And for the people that are gonna tune in this podcast, they know me for leaving my guests to talk and all that. But that very first segment, like I was interrupting you and all that because I was just too excited of getting to know that my hometown. Actually, I used to live in Kaplimo House. I don't know if you know Kaplimo House. It was a flat. It's in LD. And my mom is from Kipkabus. So, yeah, Eldoret is home. I used to go to Eldoret every year. So when you touch Eldoret, I was like, there you go.
Yeah.
You have it. But no, it's amazing to hear your journey. And we talked about your songwriting and all that, and your music. You blend Afro-fusion and Afrobeat soul. How did this style like come together for you now in your music?
Like I said earlier on, the countries I've grown up in, they've literally shaped my music in one way or the other. I have always wanted to, sound like I am not from here. When you really want to, like, because I grew up listening to R&B, and those people sound immaculate. And And then now you're here and you're trying to figure out what you want, and you don't want to sound like them, but yet you want to sound like them, but you want to be unique. So I have to blend all of this together to, get my own sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, all this blending is just me discovering what or where I lay and how I can, expound and be better at that specific sound of mine.
That's amazing, and how you brought it back to you rediscovering yourself, not to sound like somebody else, but like just sound like Nana and in your own music.
Yeah.
And like your music has a lot of emotions, and we talked about, you even told us that you like writing music that is calm and like love or sad songs or breakup songs. When you do these songs,
Yeah.
like, do you start with a melody? Do you start with a feeling or a moment you want to express? Like you went through something and now you want to sing about it. Where do you start when you're writing these songs?
It's actually everything you've said. Because there are times when I go through something and I write it down.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was feeling at that moment. There are also times where someone tells me their story and I'm like, yeah. And then I try and write a song from their perspective, like from their point of view. If it's a guy, I put myself in their shoes and I'm like, let me write. And then there are times where someone sends me beats and then I like the beats. Then I'm like, oh, I could do something with this. And then the first thing that pops in my head, I just start writing down. Sometimes I get, creative blocks, but then immediately I just keep playing, replaying, and then I keep writing and I finish the song. Yeah, that's mostly how I do it.
And like you say, somebody sends you beats, and you've worked with. I say this in the introduction, like some of the fastest growing producers in Uganda. And let's talk about these producers who have shaped you so far. I think you worked with TK on Habibi,
Yes.
Tukus and Timothy for Stand For, Melanin Boy on Mpenzi, which is a good song, and like I think your latest, which is Feeling. I like Mpenzi, so you'll know.
Yeah.
It's a good song. It's a beautiful song. I call it an anthem. And this is the second time I'm saying that. But what have you learned from each of these producers working with them?
I've learned that not all the producers are the same. They will give you a beautiful, at the end of the day, whatever you will produce will be beautiful. But working with them, they are totally different individuals. So like you have to adjust so that you work together, I've worked with Tukus, Dylan, Melanin Boy, as you said. I have enjoyed all their sessions, but there's something about Melanin Boy that just hit different.
I don't know.
'Cause
So let me disrupt you again, and I'm sorry that I'm doing this. This is the first time. But Melanin Boy, and this is the
okay.
second time somebody has talked about it, because Lamo was here and he did something with Melanin Boy. But like his music sounds different. It hits different. And yeah, shout out to Melanin Boy.
Yeah.
I just want to put that across.
Yeah, so Melanin Boy is oh god, I don't even know how to say it. So the first time I entered the studio, right? He sat down, he was like, so what are we doing today? Should I give you beats or, and I'm like, no, I have an idea of what I want us to make. Because I prefer, normally, I like going into the studio and we start something from scratch, right? So I was like, we're going to do a song called Mpenzi, and it's somehow amapiano-ish. And I told him everything I wanted. And I even, demonstrated the beats because I'm low-key a beat maker.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wanted to sound like this and this and this. So everything I was saying, he was putting it there and he was putting it there. So after we just made only the beats, he was dancing in the studio. I'm sorry, Melanin Boy. I'm sorry. But yeah, he was dancing in the studio. So I'm like, we have not even started the song yet. So yeah, it was just an experience. And I really loved working with him from there on. It was just marvelous. Yeah.
It was amazing. And even when the song came out, your promotion, having the people dancing with them, those dances you created with the team, the guys, I know the guys individually, but I don't know if it was a group, but like the dances you're creating for that, it was beautiful.
It was Cohen, Mayani, and the other two, I've forgotten their names. But yeah, it was amazing.
But you touched on something like you like making beats yourself, and actually your upcoming project, Sour Valentine,
Yeah.
features production from you,
Oh,
Melanin Boy, Ledra, and Ama. How does it feel being in a creative control of this next chapter? Like you are in there, part of the production.
I've always wanted to be, part of my own music production. And I like it when I'm seated with someone and we're working together. He's listening, I'm listening. We're like, this one, nah, this one. Yeah, I like it when we listen to the errors before someone else out there be like, something is missing. I don't like something to be missing. I want all the sounds in a specific way. If we're working at this, we're doing this, we agree. Because I like also listening to other people's ideas
Mhm.
about the song. I don't want it to be, obviously, I like it a certain way, but then there's someone else who will tell me, I feel like this would be perfect at this here. Here, you add this here. And then when we add and we like it, we'll be like, you know what, yes, let's keep it.
Mhm.
Or if we hear it and then it's like, we remove it. So, like, working with other producers who know what they're doing is actually a blessing to me, because all of those people who are in the upcoming project are amazing, very, very talented producers. So I'm very excited.
We can't wait. We can't wait for that project to come out, and you're on the right track. And like one of the conversation I had, I think somewhere, what some of the people you look up to is um Joshua Baraka, and I've had a few people on the podcast that I've talked about. I had Mike Mungu here, who is also like, I call you guys an underground. I don't like calling you guys upcoming artists because like some people take it in a wrong way, but like sometimes I call them underground artists. Like people have not discovered them, but they are there and they make good
Yeah.
music. And one day, I hope that these underground artists get a battle with the what's it called, mainstream artists, and you can get a run for your money because these guys have talent. At least for the ones I've listened to. But anyway, going back to Joshua Baraka,
Yeah.
one of the people you've looked up to is Joshua Baraka, and a few people have talked. He's a producer himself. He makes really good music. And what have you learned from him and seeing his work and his music?
Joshua Baraka is a type of person who is open to ideas. Yeah. Because if you listen to him and his music and you put other Ugandan artists,
Yeah.
in the same bracket. When I was in Kenya, all Ugandan artists, all the music sounded the same.
That's
They
true.
have all the same kind of beats. Yeah. So when you listen to Joshua Baraka, the only song that I had that was kind of different was Very Well. That song. I love that song till today. But then when I had, King Saha was like making a shift, I was like, yeah, this is actually beautiful. Then when Joshua Baraka came up, I was like, wow, this is because it's very rare to start something and it flourishes.
Mhm.
But he has been able to like start a different musical generation and different sound, and it's thriving.
His own way. Yeah.
Everyone now knows Joshua Baraka. There's no way you can go somewhere and be like Joshua Baraka and not know he's from Uganda, because he's, making the big changes. So that's something I really look up to, for someone else out there to be like, yeah, that's Nana, or I want to be like her, or she makes good music and she just speaks to me in certain time. Yeah, looking up to Joshua Baraka is something that has not only impacted me as a human, no, as a normal person, but musically, he's doing big things that I would also love to do someday.
Shout out to Joshua Baraka and raising the flag of our country.
Yeah.
When I was asking you this or that, you say you've not done a lot of live performances, and you've always, I think this year, you had said a prayer that you want to at least be out there. You want to go out there and do a live performance, and your prayers got answered. This year, you performed at Nyege Nyege, a stage you've always dreamt of. What was that moment like for you performing at Nyege Nyege?
Do you know when there was an interview before that, I had an interview, then they were asking me, what stages do you want to perform at? And I was like, Jamison's, Blankets and Wine and Nyege Nyege. Because I just said Nyege Nyege as, something that I know would never happen, but I had hope that one day, maybe. So there is this organization. It's called Your Voice Be Heard. So I registered, and there were 10 selected artists. So we had programs, master classes, and whatnot. And through there, the end game was actually to perform at Nyege Nyege. It was supposed to be only selected few, 4 people, was it? 4 or 3 who are going to perform for the stage, for the main stage. But one thing led to another, and like all of us were given a chance to perform. And it still beats me. I mean, it was supposed to be 4 people, but then the heavens were like, you know what? You're going to perform. It was I don't take it lightly, but I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for that chance. Yeah.
That's really amazing to see the dreams come true. And it's only just the beginning to start from there. And then now your dreams are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's one thing I've learned through doing this podcast. Like when you go back, like there's people who have come to my podcast because I've hosted some big people on the podcast. And then they go back 2 years back and they see the work that I was doing back then. But it's right now, I might not be able to watch that. But at that moment, I was like, this is the best work I'm doing. And like as you get going,
Yeah.
like your dreams get bigger and your dreams get bigger. Now we have these cool microphones. Now we have these cool cameras. Like before it was just a phone.
Cameras, yeah.
Like it just goes on and you just keep on dreaming big. And once you never stop dreaming. And once you go, the sky is always the limit. And I'm super proud of you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
We touched about your future project, upcoming project, your EP that's coming next year. We touched on the producers that are on this EP, but we didn't touch on it as a project. What direction or emotions should like fans expect from this body of work?
Carry your handkerchiefs, your tissue papers. Prepare to wail and weep and cry, especially if if you get heartbroken on that specific day. Yeah, I'll be the one consoling you.
Yeah.
I'll take you on a journey. I'll take you all the way up and bring you all the way down. I'm going to play with your emotions. Do you know how I'm going to rip the band-aid?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're not ready for that, I'm alerting you to be ready for Sour Valentines. I mean, it's in the name. And it's okay. This is a compilation of songs I wrote when I was still in high school, because I had a major heartbreak, and
Bring the high school
boys.
love back.
So
Speaking of high school love,
Yeah.
Today this episode, I'm gonna disrupt. I don't disrupt my guests a lot, but you're touching on things that just hit home for me, and I'm like, there's no way I can let it go. Somebody messaged me the other day, and they were like, "Oh my God, there's this boy that in high school had a tattoo of my name on their body, and we're not even
Oh,
dating."
wow.
And like, we're not even dating, but this guy just had a tattoo on my body, and I was like, man, high school love. We could literally eat fire for the person you love. Like you would do it.
Yeah. Yes. You would do anything. It was crazy. And then the breakups were worse, because
Yeah.
you're seeing that person and you're going to see them like for probably 2 years, and everything will be awkward after then.
Mhm.
But then I'm so grateful that even through the heartbreaks, I was able to, create magic. And well, that's part of Sour Valentines. I know you guys are going to relate. I know you guys are going. If you can't relate, well, lucky are
Your
you.
time is
but
coming.
otherwise, trust me. Yes. But yeah, you guys are going to relate. It's so relatable. I mean, it's hard. It's mostly hard. It's a journey actually of the heartbreak, of how much it hurt, and how I have accepted the heartbreak, and now it's time to let go.
Sometimes those songs actually come in handy, and people who are going through heartbreaks, people who
Yeah.
have dealt with it, it helps. It helps you not to revisit your emotions, but sometimes it helps you heal when you hear it from another person's
it
story,
does.
another person's journey. You hear what they went through. There's a
Yeah.
way it heals you in what you're going through now. Anyway, let's talk about your dreams and vision ahead. Which international artists would you love to collaborate with someday?
Davido and Thames.
Thames is good. Actually, I just saw you. I think you reposted
Yeah.
something from Thames on your Instagram. I just saw that.
Yeah.
You always do, actually. I would say that because
Yeah.
I follow your account. But Thames is good. I love Thames.
Yeah.
Thames is one of my favorite artists too. Who are your idols growing up, and how did they influence your sound and performances?
Bien. Bien Baraza from Sauti Sol, the tall bald guy. Him. Cause don't get me wrong, everyone from Sauti Sol, amazing, amazing people. Chimano, the guitarist guy, and Savara, beautiful people. They can sing very well. But there is something about Bien Baraza's voice. Jesus Christ. His voice has natural, what is it called? Vibrato.
Yeah.
He cannot even, he, wow. I don't know. Like, his voice, there's this song, She's a Heartbreaker.
I know that song.
That one. That song, I do not know what Pato Ranking and the Sauti Soul by then were thinking, but they were wise to put him as the last person to sing. Because how can you go after Bien? How can you go after Bien? He will eat up the show and leave no breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Growing up, he was my idol because I really wanted to sound like that. He sings so beautifully. And then apart from him also, I really love Adele. Adele's voice is just amazing. And then Avicii as well.
I love Avicii.
Avicii. Wow. Avicii is amazing. He's just God sent. Yeah. Avicii's music is a blessing.
Yeah, it is. It is really good. And I think you and I listen to some type of music and the same vibe of music. Because
Yeah.
I can feel that in your own music, and I can see from hearing your favorite artists and the people you've mentioned. But where do you see yourself musically in the next few years?
I really want to make as many collabos as possible. I have already made one of my dream collabos already with a South Sudanese artist called Single D. I'm looking forward to making as many collabos, especially with this artist called Nikita Kering from Kenya. God, she is an amazing vocalist. She sounds like a strawberry ice cream on a Sunday when it's hot.
Strawberry ice cream
Yeah,
on a Sunday.
that's how she sounds like. Yes, she is an amazing artist. Her lyrics, okay, I mostly focus also on when I listen to music. I don't only listen to beats because I listen to beats and each and every instrument inside the music. Like I try to find out what instrument that is. Then I go and listen to the beats. The lyrics. And listening to her lyrics, they are mature. Like I could listen and be like, yeah, she's talking about something. So yeah, I would really want to work with her and obviously other international artists as well. I see myself growing, if not gradually, really quick, because, we put all this in God's hands. So.
Exactly. God's speed and God's hands. But you touched on something that I really love, and we talked about this when I had Apos on the show. And that was the main focus to just go through his whole album, just breaking down song by song with the lyrics, because a lot of people listen to songs, but they do not pay attention to the lyrics. And there's the meat is in that, the lyrics. Like, yes, the beats are good and nice, you can vibe, but take time to listen to these lyrics. Like there's much more in there than just the beat. People should get used to that. You talked about artists in Kenya that you look up to, but you remind me a lot of this girl. I've just seen her. I only know one song of hers, Njeri. I love her song, Njeri from Kenya. She,
oh yeah,
Akisioni, Akisioni. I like, you know that song, right? Let me see.
Not really.
Let me see if I can play it for you.
Yeah.
I love that song. And
Yeah, I think I've had it along when I was scrolling on TikTok. I think I
yeah,
have.
I think I found it on Instagram too. I never had, but it's a one song that I put in my favorites, like her song. I can hear Swahili. I'm not very good at speaking Swahili because I used to just go, but I like Swahili music. It hits different. I think that's why I connect a lot with Mpenzi, the song itself.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you about your management and shout out to them for making this happen, especially Emma. I was in contact with Emma to organizing this. How has it been like working with Party Right Records and how did you get connected to them?
When I first met Emma, it was actually through Tukus. Shout out to Tukus. Tukus is also an artist and a party, right? So we officially met, and then he listened to my music. He had Habibi, obviously. Habibi was the only song that was still out by then. So he listened to it and he liked it, and he was like, he reached out to me and he told me he has had my music, obviously. He loves it. Can we meet up and can we talk about it more? So we met up and we spoke about it. And ever since then, I've never looked back. You know, when you have a whole team behind you that understands you, they see the same vision, they have the same vision as you, and then their end game is also your end game. And no matter what you guys go through, you go through as a team knowing that at the end of the day, Nana must be this, and this is what she said in the beginning, and this is what we're going to follow because that's what we started with. So yeah, they share my same vision, and they have also helped me grow up because grow like musically, because part of being part of Your Voice Be Heard was actually through them. They helped me sign up, and through it all they've been, with me. So I'm very glad and I'm very happy to have a very supportive team and a very active, aggressive team with me behind me. Yeah.
That's amazing. And I've had a conversation with Emma a few times. And I think when I was still doing the TikTok live, he was on there appreciating the work that I do and how trying to uplift artists and bringing these artists on the podcast and having conversation about them. I love the work that they do. I see his posts all the time, supporting even other musicians. And we need people like those in Uganda because we're not going to expect somebody else to come from out there to come and change our country. It's going to be just within us. And shout out to Party Right and all the work that they're doing for the artists. Anyway, we're almost at the end of this recording. Is there anything that I've not asked you that you would wanted to share about your journey, your music that you want to say before we go into our next segment?
Oh yeah, I was born with a deformity actually. I was born with an open soft palate and I could not even speak right. But then God did amazing things and I got that fixed, and that's why I'm here today.
Amen. God is great.
Yeah.
God is great.
God is good.
That's what I tell people.
Yeah.
God is great. I'm glad you shared that. That's a powerful testimony.
Yeah.
I know it could have been. It might have been just a one sentence thing, but it's really powerful for people to hear that and people who will then tune into your music to compare that with what you just said. Like that music wouldn't have been there
Yeah.
if that didn't get fixed and all that. So God is great,
Yeah.
and I always love those
Yeah.
segments. We end with a fun segment. We start with a fun segment. We end with a fun segment. This segment is called Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire is you're going to give me the first answer that pops in your head. You don't have to think about it twice.
All right.
And I leave a disclaimer every time we're playing this game. Don't take this as advice. This is the first thing that popped in her head. So I don't want to hear people say, oh, Nana told us on this podcast, we're going to do this. If she says I'll jump in fire, don't jump in the fire. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
The first song you ever wrote.
Habibi.
Really? That's a good song, by the way. If you're listening to this podcast and you've not checked out her song, we're going to have the link in the description for all the music. Habibi is a good song. Artist you're
Yeah.
currently obsessed with.
Bien.
A producer you would love to work with.
J5.
A country you dream of performing in.
Namibia.
Why Namibia? I know this is rapid fire, but that caught my attention. Why Namibia? Why? You didn't even think about it twice. I know it's
'cause
rapid fire.
Yeah, because apart from me performing, I will probably tour and Namibia is a very beautiful country. So I'd probably shoot a video there because it's very beautiful. So yeah,
You've been there
it's
before?
a two-way thing. No,
Oh,
not yet.
okay. Namibia, we're coming.
Yeah.
Tuja, tuja. Tuko barabara, tunakuja.
Tunakuja.
One word that describes your music.
Royalty.
When you get an artist you would love to collaborate with.
Joshua Baraka.
I knew you were going to pick that. Joshua Baraka, please make it happen. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Your dream festival besides Nyege Nyege to perform on?
Coachella.
Coachella. I love Coachella. I call Nyege Nyege Uganda's Coachella. How was your experience at Nyege Nyege besides you performing, just like the environment? Was that your first time there too?
Oh, trust me. It was my first time and it was crazy. Music was everywhere. You just turn music. And I'm like, wow. Okay, for a music lover, I've had enough of music for one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A song of yours everyone should listen to first, especially the people that are tuning into this podcast that have never listened to your music. Which song would you tell them, go hit this one first?
Habibi.
I would say Mpenzi. Go check out Mpenzi. Actually, both of them. Mpenzi is good. Mpenzi is a good song. That's a good song.
Yeah.
I got final three. Final three, the questions that I ask everybody who comes on this podcast. They're also like a one answer question. What's been a life lesson you've learned in life to this point?
Everything will work out eventually. Just don't stop doing whatever you're doing.
It all work out. It all work out.
Yeah.
What gets you excited about life?
I don't know. I'm always a happy person. So
I can tell.
getting excited about life, I don't know. Yeah, life is always exciting. No matter what I do, the little things make me happy.
Yeah.
So I guess the little things. Yeah.
Who would you like to see on this podcast next as a guest? And you help me connect me to that person.
Single D.
Single D. Okay.
No. Single D and Aima.
Aima. Okay.
Yeah, Aima.
All right. Single D and Aima. You got next. Anyway, Nadia, thank you so much for sharing your journey, your music, and your heart with us today. Your story is powerful. Your sound is unique. And you're carving the beautiful path
Thank you.
in East African music scene. We're excited for the debut EP. And we're excited for Soul Valentine. Make sure you guys tune in and check it out. We're excited to watch you grow. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stream Nana Nyadia on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Follow her everywhere on Instagram, all social media platforms. And until next time, this has been the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. I'm your host, Bonnet Chibuka. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. If you enjoy this episode, to share it with somebody else for inspiration, please go ahead, share it. Put it in your family groups, in your WhatsApp groups, everywhere and anywhere. We appreciate. Any word you want to tell your listeners and your followers and your fans and since you're a celebrity now.
No, you've said everything.
I said it.
I love you guys. I love you guys. Yeah, follow me as he has said, and follow the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Follow Party Right Music, and Party Right Company. Follow Aima, Tukus, and yeah, go stream their music as well. Love you.
One of my guests I had on the podcast, I asked her, "Do you think Uganda will ever appreciate your voice?" And because she's also like an underground artist, well, that was a question I asked, and I loved her response. She said, "I don't know. But one thing I know for sure, it only goes up from here. And they better jump on the train right now before the train moves. Because when the train moves, no new friends, just like Drake said." So,
Yeah.
and that was a punchline.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I tell people, like, it's always good to support people from down, not after they heat up and then you're like, "Oh, we've watched you, blah, blah, blah." Show that right now, like through their journey, show them the support. And hopefully when you make it up there, you remember, I was on the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. And,
Of course. Of course, yes.
Hey there, my name is Bonnet Chibuka, the podcast host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for watching and listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Also, leave a feedback on this podcast because that's how we grow. Thank you very much and be blessed.
Here I am, standing in the mirror. Najiona mbali when I see this beauty. Niko sawa, Hello, everyone. This is Nana Nyadia, and I've been hosted on the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. We talked about my journey, and I'm really excited for you guys to, watch this episode and listen and learn a thing or two from my journey. And yeah, see you there.
See you there. Simple as that.
All right.
Kari, let's stay connected. Thanks for making time to come and do this podcast.
Thanks for having
Tutakutana
me.
baadaye.
Yes.
Asante kwa kuja.
Sawa.
Anyway, by the way, before
Asante kwa
yeah,
invite.
Eldoret was my home. Like Chebisas boys. Actually, there was
Chebisas boys.
when you talked about the
Wow.
boys' school. Like I remember
it was
Chebisas
around,
boys.
Yes. Yeah, Chebisas boys. That was around it was around my primary school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, it was around my primary school. When you're going to those sides of Iten.
Iten. I lived in Iten for a little bit. My aunt worked at the Iten hospital.
You did?
Yeah. Home of the champions,
Wow.
baby. We need to trace this. You might be my distant relative or somebody that lost. That's crazy. Iten, I used to come in a Kamba bus.
Yeah.
They drove me in LD. We stayed at Kaplimo House for a little bit. We went to Merawet. I have a family in Merawet. I have a family in Nyaru. So we're around Eldoret and Kapsoya. Kapsoya was crazy because that's where we were when 207, like the first election violence, and then we were in that house. We used to live there. Kapsabet. Yeah, Kapsabet is a different. I'm not just trying to remember all the places I know in Kenya. But no, I'm a Kenyan, but I miss Kenya. Kenya is always my favorite. Kenya is home. Like I love Kenya. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mini mkale when you tribe gani?
Mimi ni Madi from Uganda and South Sudan.
Okay.
Lakini yeah, I'm a Madi.
Sisi when you
Lakini nimekaa sana na Wakale lakini sijai jifunza hiyo lugha. I have never ever.
najua chamge.
How do you guys greet?
Chamge.
Chamge.
Yes.
And you guys love
Ya mune
tea.
momuge. Momingara.
Yeah, that means no problem,
Yeah,
right?
that means no problem. You got all the Kenyan out of me. Nobody
Of
has ever
course.
tapped into that. I think people are gonna be like, "What the hell?" Our host is like in his Kenyan mode right now.
Yeah.
No, you that was home. That felt
Yeah.
home, like for real. No, I've always wanted to speak Swahili and learn Swahili, but anyway, I don't want to keep the DOP waiting. They might want to go home, but let's stay connected. Anytime, any day. Even if next year when your EP drops, if you want to talk about it, we always have an open invitation here, and just hit me up and we can have a podcast about it. Any support you need, I got you. I can do as much as I can to help. So, Mikasa Sukasa, my house is your house. I think now that I know you're Kenyan,
right.
so sasa tu oko nyumbani. Karibuni watoto wa nyumba hii.
Niko nyumbani wazee.
Hi, bye Nadia.
Yeah. Okay, bye. All right. We are done. So I'm supposed to take pictures, isn't it? The first time I went to the studio was actually coincidental. It was because I have a family friend, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
He's called CK. And we were friends ever since we moved to Uganda. We were friends on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I told CK that I can sing. So I sent him an audio of me singing. Then he was like, "So now you want to say this is you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is me." So he's like, he didn't believe it.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Okay, let me call you." I told him, "Let me call you, and then let's see if you don't believe me." So I played 2 strings of a guitar, and I've been able to make enough music.
Yeah.
So I called him and I sang Habibi, was it? I sang Habibi for him. Then he was like, "So, are you free this weekend?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" He asked me again, "Are you free this weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am. What's up?" He's like, "Could you come home?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure." So that Saturday, I went home, and then he introduced me to his brother. His brother is a producer. So there and then we started making Habibi, just like that.